same circle repeating, and it's sad.
But you know what? It's because we don't step up.
Yeah.
It's just us, honestly, that holds us back. Like, we could fight a lot, but we're just scared of all the laws and everything. But
Cause like I think it goes back to like, you know how when like African Americans were in slavery and stuff and for 500 years, like we hear about the Holocaust and people like, oh, that's so terrible, but African Americans lived the Holocaust for 500 years, and when you live something, you go through depression, disharmony for so long, you get used to it. So I think that a society, like a lot of people have fallen to the cracks of society and they got used to it, and it's like, what's the use of saying something? They're whispering instead of shouting, and they're preaching to a lot of choir.
And I feel like society has made us so used to just building up excuses for ourselves. Like, oh, we don't have the same education as other people, we don't have enough money. But it all comes down to like just make the most of what you have. If you go to a school that doesn't have a good education, then make the best out of that education you can get, because other schools, like the colleges you're trying to get into, will see like, wow, this person like really tried and they got good grades. So they're going to get somewhere, not because of the excuses that society has built up around us, but because we're overcoming those excuses.
And the famous, like the most infamous line is, "Oh, that's life," but really that's not life. That's what we adjusted to. It doesn't have to be like that.
Is that how they control us? It's just like,
Right.
I mean, it's like, it's a point.
The way I feel like the way society is set up for one person to always be on top and always remain on top. Like, you know, like when I'm sorry, I keep
The
relating
1%, right?
Yeah, I keep relating it back to African Americans, but you guys know how when first slavery was over, but then it was restrictions on what home you could own, restrictions on if you could vote. So society did was created so African Americans, our progressive rate would be as high, and now society is created like no one but that 1% will ever progress, will ever get. Why do you think college is so expensive? It's like so that 1% could keep progressing, while the bottom percent remains the same.
And it also comes back to people always making excuses. People are always like, oh, we need change. And like, there's nobody trying to do the change. And it's like, it all comes down to being the change for yourself. Like that one saying that goes like, become the change that you wish to see. And not a lot of people actually change themselves for the better.
Yeah.
They just keep talking and talking.
Yeah, because look at us. We already know
Status quo.
We know a lot of stuff already. There's many people from this school, from other schools, from the whole country, from the whole world don't know anything about it.
And it's sad. It's so sad because the significant difference between an AP class and a regular class is so sad. Like it's no such thing as critical thinking in the regular high school, and it makes me think like when I have my children, I know I'm not gonna want them to go to a regular high school because in today's society it's rush hour. It's no time to like. It's not time to like, oh, they'll learn over time or they'll learn with age comes maturity. We don't have time for that because you have 16-year-olds entering college, so the competitive rate is just keep getting higher and higher, and I predict that it's just going to keep getting higher and higher and higher. So we need classes that does allow students to think, does allow people to think in depth and deep about stuff. So when they get to college, they can be college ready. Because really, honestly, graduating from a regular college with no AP classes, no AP courses, you're not college ready. You don't do the critical thinking. And it's really sad because hundreds and hundreds of kids are being pushed off into the world that they're really not ready for. But you know what? Oh yeah.